Are you taking sides within the spiritual community? Are you dividing us because they love it? They're not divided. They have their own little groups. They stick together. They take care of each other. Oh yeah, they take care of each other in every possible way, and we're voting for it. We vote it all in, and then we complain. Why? Because we disempower ourselves, because we're not going to that abundant space and taking control. We're handing our power over, so the divide becomes bigger because these guys want to infiltrate with media and everything to get us to fight with each other. And it's working. I'm seeing it. Do you see it? It's totally working. Yeah, the conflict's going on over with the little people. Good. Keep them busy. Ooh, you ready for this? I love this subject. Let's go. This could be a very sobering video for you. I've heard people talk about the black hats and white hats. I don't know what that means. Labels, separation, pointing fingers. It's all hate-based. It really is. And fear-based. That there's somehow an enemy out there. I'm going to ask you some questions in this video today because you may not be on the side that you think you are. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube. Here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. I love my hats. I have to pull out my cowboy hats again. All right. First of all, I hope you'll subscribe because we are, as creators out there, really having a little bit of a challenge. Algorithms are changing and we're really having to work very hard to get eyeballs because I'll tell you what, when people find me, if they love my stuff, I'm doing great, but it's up to YouTube to recommend me, and they will do that if you support my channel with a subscribe. So I would appreciate that. Also, free stuff because I'm going to help you, and it's going to be critical now, especially these next 2 years. Critical for you to get this in check. We're going to talk about that today. I'm going to include the Master Key System practices today too, because I'm going to help you to deprogram and empower you in ways that you never imagined possible. So we're going to start with what you may think is, according to spiritual people and, you know, the dense ones out there. I want to share this information because where you think you are and what you think you are, it may shock you after we have this discussion. There is a strong divide. It's getting stronger, and nothing's actually separate. However, the frequencies are definitely getting stronger. There are more people becoming awakened on all levels and going into higher frequencies, and there are those in lower frequencies that are very powerful. By the way, if you know how to use it, if you know how to use the Master Key System, you can use it in the most destructive, negative ways. The power doesn't judge you. It doesn't discriminate. If you know how to use it, and you are using it at every moment, if you know how to use it to get what you want, you can use it any way possible. And they hold that key. In fact, the Master Key System was banned. It's been around for 100 years. It was banned for almost 100 years. Why? Because when the regular guy and gal out there figured out that they actually held the same power as everybody else and that they could manifest amazing things, but they had to go into that space, and they were learning through the Master Key System how to believe in themselves, how to redirect their thoughts. They started to do amazing things. Thus, even the churches don't like that, right? They want you to think, keep you in your place, and fearful of God, when you actually are that. Ye are all gods. And so this caused some great distress. So books like the Master Key System were banned. Now, here's the key to that. It's said that almost every big kahuna in Silicon Valley read the Master Key System. Well, The lower frequencies, and I don't like to, that's not even, it's not nice, but it's true. I'm just talking frequencies here. Those who are in density, very tied and attached to the material world and power and ego and money, and they think that that's happiness, and they like to control that. That's all I mean when I say density or lower frequency. It's a choice, and it's very unpleasant for other people, but they aren't the problem, okay? They don't make us unhappy. Only we control that. But we believe that they do. So herein lies the issue. Well, the more people that become awakened and enlightened, the more they feel threatened, because they are fear-based frequencies. They're always afraid of losing things, of losing the power, what they get, what they don't get, what people think of them, all of that, all right? So they feel threatened when we become more powerful and start to think for ourselves and create. So instead of pointing fingers and say, they're the problem, they're why I'm unhappy, and they're doing this and they're doing that, and we're saying, wait a second, I'm in control of me. Let's create our own abundance. Let's create our own businesses. You guys know this. I'm helping you create planet conscious businesses here. You guys interested? This is free. Come on over, check it out. You can empower yourself. You create your own income. Don't like that job that you're in that's destroying the planet with people that don't respect you? Then create your own, or go to another place where they think differently, and how they conduct business is different. They're not putting garbage into our oceans. We are in control of that. What are you putting on your body, in your house? All these things count. So now we're saying, well, I don't have to buy your stuff, right? I'm not going to buy your stuff and then get sick, or be in jobs we hate, get sick, and then go take some pill that's going to make it go away, and that makes us even more sick. It's the crazy cycle's ending. We're waking up to it. So instead of blaming again, like we used to, they're the problem. There's nothing to cure. Let's just get rid of the things that caused it in the first place. We're catching on to that. So that's a big threat to this, because that whole community relies on us being sick, stressed, and here's the third one, and this might shock you, turning on each other. All right? This is what this video is about. This is the shocking part. Are you a part of that? I'm going to tell you what is happening. The subliminals, the media is all getting that community to take sides. That's density. If you believe you're a spiritual person and that they are wrong and bad and separate, you are actually a part of their group, not the spiritual community. Yeah? You might be saying, no, that's not true. They're doing bad things. I'm not doing bad things. No, you are judging, separating, and pointing fingers. And that is, judgment is one of the lowest frequencies. Because we're one. We're one beautiful energy field. We must have compassion at least compassion for one another. If you don't love somebody as a person, that's fine. You don't have to approve of what they do. But ultimate enlightenment sees the light in everyone and knows that they're making their own choices for whatever reason. They're learning. They are our best teachers. It's my response to them that creates that final outcome. And if I oppose them, point fingers, say they're wrong, we are in conflict, and it never ends. Never. Okay? You know what this is? You might be in that group. Now, if you're in a spiritual community, if you've ever done this, I used to get this, I don't get them so much anymore, emails. Landria, my family, they don't understand. They're not spiritual. They criticize me. And I tell them, you don't understand. You're never going to go to the new earth. They're going to get left behind. I'm like, no, they're not. You're going to get left behind. By the way, nobody gets left behind. We're one thing. You're just going through adventures. I thought, you're not getting it. You're telling them they're wrong. They're never wrong. Nobody's ever wrong. They're just making choices. They're making frequency choices. That's all. It's not right nor wrong. We cannot evolve and experience being a human unless we make some of those decisions. Mistakes, fear, anger, forgiveness, love, hate, all of it is here, and it's not when we're outside of our bodies. We don't get to experience that. So we have to experience that. So all those people out there doing that crazy stuff are making the choices that we are all allowed to make here in this illusion. That's the point. So we come here, we don't want it. We don't want it. Well, then you shouldn't have come here, because that's the whole purpose of coming here. Stay out in your, I was just talking to one of my students. You saw, I showed her orbs. Stay out in your orb form. No body. Perfect. Everything's beautiful. You can be everywhere. No, you decided to take this on. So when you point fingers at somebody else, you're not getting that we're all making choices. And my choice is what I think and feel about you, or what I'm projecting out here. And that's what it's all about. It's not about what they're doing. It's about me. So when you say you're spiritual, first of all, you're separating yourself there. I'm spiritual, what? They're not? I don't know. We don't know. Religious people, okay? Religions can separate people more than anything. They're the ones that point fingers very often and separate, even in their own community. They're doing some really cray-cray stuff. But we think, if I read the Bible or I do this, I'm right, and people will, dictate, oh, you don't know your Bible. I said, really? So if I was the wolf child out, in the woods, I would go to hell? But this is the programming, and so if you're in it, you're down here. Limitations, pointing fingers, separation. There's hate in there. There's hate in there. Control. Are you that spiritual person that's taking a side? We're doing good things, but here's my group is doing good things. My group. There should be no groups. There should be efforts, collaboration, communities that are open to all. Because I'm going to guarantee you something right now. You don't have to worry about anything. Those people in the basement, they can't participate in the penthouse if they're in the basement. They have to figure out how to get up to the penthouse. And when they do, they will be on the frequency level of the penthouse. Are you in the penthouse? Or are you still blaming other people and saying they're doing this, they're stopping me, they make me, they do, you make me. Nobody makes you anything. There are physical things that happen in this world. That's part of that's part of it, because it can't be real unless there's pain and other things connected to it. Sometimes stuff happens. You go, what's this? And you have to look here and say, okay, the future goes before me. I said this in our last meeting. The future goes before me. Well, of course it does. What's it going to be? No, the future goes before me means whatever I'm thinking right now is my future. That's my future. You'll know your future right now. What are you thinking? What's happening in your life right now? That's your future. We've got some big events coming up. I'm going to do a video. One is, there's a question about whether or not we're going to get visitations from aliens within the next 24 months. Some are predicting in June, which is coming up here, of 2024. I'm going to address this. You need to get ready, because we have linear time on planet Earth. Out there, there is no time. You could have a near-death experience, be dead for 2 minutes, and feel like you were gone for 2 years. Anything goes. But here we limit ourselves. We believe it, and I'm telling you right now, if you don't go into community, compassion, collaboration, expansion, you are part of the group that you are opposing. And you don't know it, and they love it, and they want us fighting with each other. So they'll have us taking sides and saying this and saying that, and pumping us in the media with all the things that we start to believe, and we don't realize what the source is. Is somebody a different skin color, a different belief system, different sexuality that disturbs you? Why? Who do you think made everything? Everything. One, the source. Oh, no, source made me, but not that person. Baloney. Source creates everything. Source is everything. Source is the energy field. There's no separation between you and that person. That which you judge, boom, coming back at you. So if you have difficulties in your life, ask yourself what you're putting out there. It's bouncing right back to you. Bouncing right back. It's never an individual thing. Somebody gets angry at you, they're not angry at you, they're in pain. They have pain in here and they're striking out. And you just happen to be there, or you're a great target for them. That's all it is. Don't take it personally. No one happy is angry or treats anybody bad. If I gave you $10 million, you'd love everybody, right? Unless you used it, in the power ego state. But if you went happy, oh, everybody's wonderful. Oh, that boss, he's so crabby. And the week before you're going, I can't take it. This is true. You have to look at this. All right, so the master key system, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Hat change. Boy, I got some big hair going. I can barely get this hat on. All right, we're still in part 1. I'm only reading a few sentences. We have 45 sentences in here. I want you to remember something. We cannot express powers that we do not possess. The only way by which we may secure possession of a power is to become conscious of power. Consciousness is everything. Once you become conscious of it, it is. Everything's a choice, right down to what you believe with your limitations or no limits. We can never become conscious of a power until we learn that all power is from within. So when we do these things here and we say, I'm going to change that, or that's wrong, or whatever, you're actually projecting stuff out here when actually you can create everything in here, and that will change when you do this, right? So I'm going to say, I'm feeling this, but if I say a mantra, that will change and come to me and make me happy. No, you have to do and be it first. That's really tough. It is. It's tough because how do I shift this? Well, and if you guys come in here, I've got some great classes. I have 25 master classes I'm releasing to help shift this. Well, we got to shift it now. You got to do it now. This is your life. You got one shot at this particular life and eternity, of course. There is a world within, a world of thought and feeling and power, of light and life and beauty, and although invisible, its forces are mighty. I want you to know right now, you got to work on this. What am I feeling? What am I feeling when that person walks in the room? Ooh, I'm not going to look at that anymore. I'm going to look at this and say, why am I feeling that? I've got a thought or a belief that's very negative, and it's separating me, and it's causing me to judge. I am now in that group that I say that I oppose. You may be in that group, not this one over here. The true spiritual people, the awakened ones, if we want to label anything, they don't judge anything. You can have an opinion, of course, you're a human being, but judging right and wrong, it just is. It's a tough place to go into, an acceptance that we came here to experience these things. We will never know what an individual's choice, what the purpose is, why they want to experience it, but they do contribute to the collective through it. We benefit from those dark choices because through it we have opportunities to make higher choices, to give them solutions. You guys know digital explorers? So people complain about their jobs, and I'm thinking, I help you to break through fear. How do I help you in that job that's destroying the planet? Because you guys tell me you got to pay your bills. I know how that goes, right? I'm a business owner. It's a roller coaster. My friend last night said, you chose this life. And I said, yeah, I know. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. But boy, it can stress you out. You go into a job you hate. It can stress you out. You have to make a different choice. Because if you're stressed out because things are negative and they're harming your health, or the company's not doing good things, you have to make a decision if you want to go into that penthouse frequency. Otherwise, you're part of them. You're part of them. They want you to stay in those jobs. They want us sick, and they want us manufacturing and doing all the crap that's destroying the planet. Yeah, they don't want new inventions. They don't want new stuff. It puts them out of business. You can do that anyways with your purchases. I'm not here to put anybody out of business. I'm here to help everybody flourish. And that means if you change what you're doing over here, I'll buy all your stuff. I like to reward people. Free, everything should be free. No, reward people for their services and their products. Reward them, and you shall be rewarded also. Abundance flows and flourishes. That's what, another thing, spiritual people. I'm a business person. Guess who we don't want to target? Spiritual people are generally broke. And they blame everybody because they think being spiritual means being broke. And that's the programming from down here, because they're not broke. And they're saying, and you're saying, well, see? They have egos and so they're not broke. No, but if a highly awakened person had abundance, imagine what they would do with it. They just make different choices with the power you wield. So that's part of programming. You know, give your money to the church, say some, Hail Marys for your sins. All it's programming, all of it. It's control and programming. So you may be in that group and you think that you're doing the right thing. No more hate, no more pointing fingers. Taking control is the only way that you can go into that space of pure enlightenment. And just watch it and observe it and say, wow, there's some cray-cray stuff going on out there, but we're playing it through. We're in the matrix, we're in the illusion. And so if I stay here and my light and I create this, my future, this beautiful future that I'm feeling here, the beautiful future goes ahead of me. It's ahead of me. So I'm always going into beauty and love and abundance and health. And you got to start here first. Are you in that group and you don't even know it? Look at what you're thinking and feeling. What's going on right now? Do you have a white hat, black hat mentality? Do you have labels for those people? Oh, there's all kinds of statements. New World Order. I'm like, yeah, I like that word. But my definitions of a New World Order aren't what you're hearing out there. You can change anything you want. It's up to you. Where do you stand? Yeah, it's getting stronger now, and they're going to battle. And the only way they can win, in their mind, nobody actually wins, is to get this group to start arguing with each other. Yeah, you with me? Come on over. I'm releasing those master classes, like 5 steps to manifest anything, all kinds. 30-day classes, you'll have lifetime access to them. And then Digital Explorers. This is a free webinar. I explain why online businesses fail. It's real simple. We're still functioning down here. Work, 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 money, 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 money. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you sell. Doesn't matter if it's going in the oceans and polluting us or poisoning us. Oh, let's sell some cute stuff. Little plushie toys. I took my store down. I had t-shirts on there. And I thought, that's not cool. Next time I put anything on there you see, which by the way, I have stores, I have links in my description. And I choose nothing but organic stuff that's, even the journals that I recommend. They're vegan. They have paper that's remade. It's all recycled. Everything, every choice you make counts. Every choice you make counts. You hold this power. It's going before you. No more separation. No more pointing fingers. Stay in the awakened state, and you're going to see some amazing things happening. So a lot of people saying, I'm not seeing anything happening. I said, you know what? Maybe you're not in that dimension. Maybe you're not in that reality. Some people will experience things while others won't even know. We're going to talk about that in the next video. I think you're going to love it. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful. Loving, harmonious, and happy blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.